Well, let me tell you something, brother. You're listening to the sWo podcast. So all my sneakerheads, what you gonna do when the sneaker world order runs wild on you? Tune in every Wednesday with Ashley Clark, ACS Sneakers, Patrick Townsend, and Blazer Reggie. Enjoy the show, brother.
Hi, and welcome to another week of the Sneaker World Order. Today, we have a very special guest from the Sneak This podcast. It's Greg. So, Greg, if you can shout yourself out and where everyone can catch you on Instagram.
It's Greg from the Sneak This Sneaker podcast. You can find us on Instagram at the Sneak This _sneaker _ podcast. I hate underscores, but we started out as just the Sneak This, and then I wanted to make sure people knew we were a sneaker podcast, so had to put a bunch of underscores or whatever in it. But you can find us on Twitter as well at the Sneak This. Podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. I've been doing it for almost 5 years now, so I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I love the range of where sneaker podcasts have reached, so I think this is really dope. And this is honestly only my third time doing another show. So I like this. This is dope.
Awesome. Over to Pat.
Yo, so it's Patrick T on YouTube, Patrick T3 on Insta, YouTuber, sneaker reviewer, and one of the guys on sWo podcast. That's me.
Yeah.
And Aid.
Sorry, it's got me sipping some water. It's Ian from ACS Sneakers. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those good things, YouTube, all under ACS Sneakers, review sneakers, and that's pretty much it.
All right, brilliant then. So yeah, the Sneak This podcast, if people don't know about it, it's the hands down best podcast, sneaker podcast, period. They like to emphasize that everything else is shit. But
now, what's funny is that when we first started saying that, like around like episode 20, we're almost at 300, and it was just more, we had so many people didn't like how we did our show, and our show was based off of, just like you guys kind of said in the introduction, it's just chit chat, it's just general discussion. And we started the show basically just because of a text message thread. That's it. How we talk to each other, we wanted to share with everybody else. And when we actually shared how we actually talk, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and a lot of people get into the podcast game, especially with sneakers, thinking like Nike's gonna hit us up, and Nike and Yeezys, they're gonna send us Yeezys and Nikes. And after you get to like around 50 episodes, you realize it ain't happening. You know what I mean? It's you might get something from a Foot Locker, you might get something from a local shop, or you might develop relationships where people hook you up or say like, "Yo, are you want to drop this week?" You'll get some of that, but like, one of the things about doing a podcast is just staying true to yourself, man. Like, I have to act how I would act off camera with that I would on camera. So, but like we love to say, we're the best sneaker podcast, period. And I hope other podcasts say the exact same thing. That's how you get better. You know what I mean? So like, you guys can be the best sneaker podcast in the UK. And you know what I mean?
I think we're the only one. That's why.
Yeah.
There's a few. There are a few.
There's a few other. Yeah. It's not as many as Canada. Canada has about 15, 20 podcasts.
Yeah. They've got like Canada got Soul, and the Sneaker podcast.
No joke.
Got
there's
early,
about 15 of them.
Yeah, they got early on the Sneaker podcast. God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, so what we're going to talk about? Well, you weren't kind of known to this, but I checked my wife's sneakers app. I sent the guys a screenshot, and she got exclusive access on sneakers for the the Off-White Dunk Low and didn't bother to tell me. So we're not
Did she
talking
buy
at the
it?
minute. No, she goes, oh, I didn't know I was meant to. Didn't know you were meant to. She goes, oh, because I got exclusive access, but we didn't have the money, like, because we just done a big food shop and I was like a
Right.
£5 short, like £5 short. The next day we got money again. And she was like, oh, well, you didn't buy it yesterday, so I didn't think I should get it today. I was like, oh, okay. Just give away 500 quid. That's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, but she was being responsible.
Yeah,
right?
that's
You know,
true. That's true.
responsibility,
She's not
you
fueling
know?
my addiction. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know,
Yeah.
I have clearly, I've talked about it on my podcast many times. I had my wife call in. You know, I've disrespected my marriage by buying too many sneakers too many times and lying about it, and and she called into the podcast, and I let her talk about it, and
Hold
it was
on,
a really
hold on,
big
hold on.
thing.
Your wife called into your podcast and talked about your addiction.
Well, yeah, because it was a serious situation. Like I had spent
Wow.
a ton of money like 3 times, and like I kept lying about it, and it got to the point to where, we even did one session of marriage counseling because I legit, I mean, it was around like, I think maybe for that year, like around 18,000 maybe.
Jeez.
So
Damn.
yeah, so like it was very disrespectful and it was more about the lying, you know what I mean? So, your wife doing that, hey, take it as a grain of salt, man. Say thank you very
Aiden's
much.
on to 18 grand at the end of this month. This is it.
Listen, I've just got to say, for everyone who's just listening to the podcast, it's going to go out on YouTube, but for now, I'm just going to paint you a picture of what my guy's sitting behind. Now, we have a wall, most of us behind us. Aiden has some sneakers. I'm saying some, it's pretty nice, decent. This guy has not a wall, just boxes and boxes
Mountain.
of sneakers. It looks like it could topple any minute.
Oh no, it has plenty of times. Like the closet has collapsed before, and I've had to go buy the reinforced wood screws and the reinforced anchors, and a lot of the stuff is leaning. So like it really
Jeez.
sucks because I had to put a lot of the clothes on the one side of the closet because I took up the other side, and it's really an irresponsible situation, especially the structure. The closet just isn't built for this. You know what I mean? So but we make it work. I try to get rid of pairs as much as I can. Yesterday I was going through a lot of my Nike Cortezes, like, I'll just donate a lot of these, so I donated about 15 pairs and, a bunch of Air Maxes that you try to hang on. You think like, nah, one day I'll wear this again. And you're not, so, you got to try to be responsible somehow. But like you said, it's a real addiction. Like it's a nonstop addiction. And, you're seeing it a lot lately with how people are acting online. So
Yeah, the hunt's never over. And I think that's what we discussed a couple of weeks ago as well, is as soon as you look for something, you do the research on it, you gather the information, you sit there, you ponder it, you go, right, am I going to get in for it? Is it enough hype? Enter enough raffles? And then as soon as it's in your hand, you look at it and then, right, next one, what am I getting? You don't even spend enough time to really cherish what you've just spent all that groundwork gaining because you're too busy on the hunt for the next one.
yeah. And, I'm sure you guys would agree that's a social media thing. It's like, you spend all week looking at social media for a specific drop. Like right now, Sakai fragments are like all over, Instagram. And it's like, we're going to get our hands on those. But the next thing is coming up, Lightning 4s. And then there's the Jordan 1 Low Starfish. And then there's, it's just a nonstop thing. And even when you think with Nike, you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm not going to buy any more Nikes the rest of the year. New Balance comes out of nowhere with something. And you're like, God dang it. Then Asics comes out with something. Then a Kith collaborate. And you're like, you really don't want me to stop buying sneakers. Like it's like it's like they're in cahoots. Like, okay, you guys take a little break, then we'll come back and hit them with a collaboration. And then it's like, man, we're talking about last week. It's like people drop sketches, what come out, rumors for 2022. I'm like, man, I can't get through 2021. Like, don't show me what's in 2023 yet. Like, I don't want to see it, so it is what it is.
I mean, it's bad. I mean, what do we have? We had the Easy Day, didn't we? And then the week after that, you had Nike Sneak Rap Day.
Yeah, sneakers, whatever
We're
that
not going
was.
to talk about that one, but
Yeah.
and
now
then
we've got Members Week at Adidas.
we've got Members Week for Adidas. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a week. So imagine what they're dropping in a week.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like
Yep.
already, all they've got is the new, like they've got the new human maids, haven't they?
Yes.
The Jeremy Scott, the foreign wings, and then those super stuffed ones, and then out of nowhere, just a Yeezy drop's going to happen.
Well, Yeezy dropped today, didn't it?
To enter the thing, yeah, like that's the 28th it draws, so that's
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay.
But tomorrow they're meant to be just dropping more for you to participate in as well.
Yeah, I'm
And-
poor. I'm poor.
and
I haven't
in
even
the-
got paid yet, and I'm poor.
Yeah, in store, I'm not even joking. I got given like a lanyard. I work for Adidas, by the way, but yeah, so I got given a lanyard. It's like, oh yeah, just sign as many people up as possible on like members kind of thing. Get them 20% off and everything. I was like, yeah, sounds. It's just like,
Wow.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
they're hitting hard.
I'm making a conscious effort to like not buy the human made or human race, whatever the new one
Oh,
is.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
really
yeah.
want it.
The blue
I really
ones.
Those
want
blue
it.
ones, they look hot. I want them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I really
Really?
want it. Oh, you don't like them?
I
you not like
don't
'em?
know. I keep on looking. I'm like, I'm just I've almost clicked participate, but then I don't know why.
I'll tell you why. Because if you participate now, right, they say 160. Participate now, 110. Knocking 50 quid off if you participate first day.
Really?
Is that only over there?
Well, I don't know. It might
never
know
heard
me
this.
as an employee and it's giving me a discount. But no. It's
Oh, okay, because that ain't over
You're
here.
getting
Yeah,
everyone
right.
excited.
Yeah, but they look
Yeah,
like a
I'm like
shark,
about to
mate.
grab my phone.
They look like a shark. How can you not want that? It's got like a little fin on the back and everything.
You know what it is for me? It's the blue. And even though I'm a Dodgers fan and I wear a lot of royal blue and sneakers is not an easy thing to wear. You
No.
know, I always think back to like when we were younger, when Jordans came out and stuff like that. And Jordans were always your Bulls colors, your reds, your blacks, and stuff like that. And we used to always say, man, like there was only a couple Jordans that came in royal blue, and that was like Jordan 12s. They came in French blue, and there was like an obsidian one. But like we used to be like, man, what if the Jordan 6 was instead of infrared, it was royal blue? We used to always say or blue Jordan 4, and it never came out. And then they started coming out like 15 years later. They started using royal blue. And then I sort of realized, like, you know what, royal blue just isn't something that I could rock easily. You know, I have a few pair of royal blues, and most of them are Adidas. And you know, I have like some Victor Cruz and royal blue that I thought were fire, but it's a real it's hard to wear. You know what I mean? At least for me. For me, it is.
You know what though? I reckon it's one of those ones that if I see 20, 30 people walking into my store wearing like the only other blue shoes I really see in like Sambas and stuff like that, or like a Gazelle. If I see someone walking in with a human race and that thing's bright blue kind of thing, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, you know what that is. And I think that's the thing. It's definitely a statement shoe. Like whenever I see someone with a Yeezy walking, I'm just like, yeah, like they like their sneakers. I think it separates people because anyone can pick up an NMD these days, you know.
Yeah.
But
You
to
know,
see someone
I think
actually
already,
go for something, it's like, oh, okay.
yeah, when I saw the green ones that you know they had like I don't know if those are gonna be friends and family, but when I saw them in green, he was giving them out to like Uzi and other celebrities. I was like, okay, I definitely want the green one. Green is a sneaker I don't have many of. You know, I have a few here and there, but it's really far in between a green sneaker, you know. So I was like, I'll wait for that. But you know, now you may know more than I know, but like I heard they're gonna come out with red and black and yellow and you know, try to rebuild that primary color list again, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is a start.
Oh, okay.
Without going
Yeah,
into too
so
much,
that's
this
why
is a start.
that's why I'm kind of like being patient on it. I'm gonna be patient.
Yeah, you just
I
know
feel
as
like
soon
that's
as
my
a
responsibility.
triple black comes out, it's gone in it. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be the
I
hardest
definitely want
to
a
get.
black pair.
Yeah.
100%.
So, just a quick one. So, you talked about when you were younger with trainers. Now, what made you get into sneakers? Was there a defining moment, or is it just?
You know what? And I've been kind of telling this a lot lately. Sneakers for myself was one started by my dad. Like, and it was we lived in LA, and I remember when, you know, Cortezes and Jordans and stuff like that were big. And I remember my mom always told me the story that, you know, my dad wanted to buy me Jordans. Jordans back then were like my size were like $60. $60 for a kid, you know, was considered expensive. And I remember my mom told me they got into this really big fight about it. and he went and bought them anyway, you know. And that was sort of like how it kind of started or whatever, in that sense of like, and now I didn't realize, because this was like second grade, first grade. Now I didn't realize how big Jordans were until you go to school. And I didn't realize how many other people were so game to Jordans. And I went to a Christian school, and it went from preschool to seventh grade at the time. All the sixth and seventh graders were losing their minds that I had on Jordans in second grade. And I didn't realize how big that was, you know what I mean? But, you know, growing up in LA, you know, I tell people too, like once we really started getting into sneakers, it was the reaction you gained from people. And, you know, you don't want to sound like a shallow person, but man, there's no other feeling. There's no feeling when you're in high school, elementary school, and you come with the new J's and everyone loses their mind. I mean, they're like, Greg got the J's. Like, he got the white pair too. Like, especially if you got more than one color, because people forget back in the day when Jordans came out in two colors, the black and the white. You might get an all-star color. You might get one maybe, but that's what was it. So like, if you had two pairs, you were rich. It was like, dang, Greg must be rich. He got the white cements and the black cements. But I remember when a guy I knew, I'm assuming he's still alive now, but he was a very bad person. I remember he had metallic fives on, Jordan fives, and I remember he got shot for him. He got shot. Whoa. And I remember everybody came to school and was like, oh, Cleone got shot. And they were like, why? I was like, why he get shot? They were like, man, they were trying to take his Jordans. I was like, dang, somebody shot him for Jordans. I was like, what color did he have? And they said the black metallics. All of us were like, oh, we need black metallics. If they shoot you, if you getting drawn on in LA for your Jordans, oh, you gotta get them. You gotta have them now. It sucks that that's how it was, but it was like, yo, them joints must be major. Like them hot. If you could lose your life for them. So, and then Sports Illustrated came out with a big article about all that. And this is game culture back in LA when I was younger. Crips, Bloods, like it was crazy. So, but yeah, that was sort of to sum up how I kind of got into sneakers, and it hasn't stopped ever since.
This is just showing the variance of guests that we have. Like honestly, because we've gone from having a designer of sneakers like Stephen Smith, where he actually created like New Balance and stuff like that. He actually he's like lead designer for Yeezy and everything, to somebody who's grown up with a lifestyle where there's been shootings because of them. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time on the podcast. I think about a lot of the situations where we've been at camp outs and people pull out guns and crazy stuff like that. Like, I've been in the sneakers forever. I'm almost 40, so I've been in the sneakers, like I said, since third grade. And I mean, legit in the sneakers in third grade. I was probably one of the only people, like, I think around sixth grade, I had around 100 plus sneakers in sixth grade. You know what I mean? And that was considered uncommon and irresponsible because I was still growing. You know what I mean? But I took care of them so much. And I think my mom and dad were kind of like, that's his thing. You know what I mean? He doesn't get in trouble. He's a good kid. Let him get his sneakers. You know what I mean? And you used to have to time it out correctly. I would time out releases correctly. Like, my birthday was in January, so I knew Christmas was in December. So I can like say, I don't want any toys. I don't want any video games. I want 2 pairs of sneakers in December, and I want another pair on my birthday. That was 3 right there. Then you always had to go to the summertime, get another pair of shoes for the summer, then back to school. So I could end up throughout the year with about 10 pair of sneakers and not even blink. You know what I mean? Because you had these reasons, these legit reasons back then. So, but yeah, like it's amazing what you guys, you guys had the lead designer for Yeezy and stuff like that. And then, with our podcast, we had, Dion Point, who designed, Red Lobsters and Purple Lobsters and all the concept stuff. And, it's amazing where sneakers have come this far. Like, I'm really enjoying you guys. Like, you guys are really good at this. Like,
really?
Like, I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I will tell you, you guys, just from this in the episodes I've listened, you guys are definitely the best podcast out in your location. Like, I can't follow the other ones because I don't trust their knowledge and I don't want to be disrespectful to them, but they sound brand new to us. You know what I mean? And you guys,
we've got a few years in. Like,
yeah,
Aiden hasn't, but he's honest about it. That's the thing. Aiden will turn around and say, I've only been doing it for a couple of years. But he's our resident historian. He actually researches everything now.
And see, that's the best part about sneaker culture is that it's accepted. It doesn't matter. It don't matter if you started last week or yesterday. You got one pair, you got two pair. Everybody had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I tell a lot of my friends right now that try to get into it. I'm like, there's no shame in buying a pair of used sneakers. You can buy a pair of used sneakers on eBay and from the homies and clean them joints up, deodorize them, and get your start there. You don't got to start out, save up 500 to buy an off-white, feel like you put yourself in the game. You don't have to, you know what I mean? And, I feel like us being as far as we have been in the game, we can respect the sneaker where you walk into the store and it's on the shelf. You brought up Sambas. I grabbed a couple Sambas and, I got some Oyster Sambas, a few weeks. I think, actually right here, and I saw them on Kith and it's like, oh, you got to respect your Gazelles, you respect your Sambas. Like, it's a respect thing. And it's like, you know what? If you got the confidence to like walk into a crowd with your Sambas on and everybody else got on off-whites and, etc., it solidifies you. It does. Like, I don't have to go to a sneaker con or a sneaker event and throw on the finest I got. If I come in with a Samba, you already know, like, he's legit. He's for real. Like,
that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I remember saying to these guys, being on the train, and you'll see a guy who just does not look like the dress sense is. I don't know where it is, but he'll have on
right.
an Air Max 90 fire red or Adidas ZX2K 6K in the aquas, and you're like, yeah, he knows exactly what he's got on his feet, and it's not the hype, it's not the thingy. And we've mentioned this before about the so-called gatekeepers who come out and try and shun people away, or we've had like girl sneakerheads on here who people say, you got because your boyfriend bought them for you. But like, there's some girls out there who've got more sneakers than any of us put together, and they've been in it 100%. For time.
And you know what? I've had these conversations with like, other, women who are in the sneakers, and you know what? Being as old as I am, that's sort of like the generation that we came from, where like the girls had sneakers when we were younger, but they didn't really converse and know about it as much as us. So like, we all grew up with like the, if I bought myself sneakers, I bought my girl sneakers. That was like the thing that made me the man. It made at school, it made me the man. Like, yeah, I bought myself the foams. I got my girl the foams too. And it made her the gym of all her homies. All her homies, oh my God, Greg got you the Jordans too. Like, it made you that. So then when you get older, and then like you start being on social media, I would never be on social media if it wasn't for the podcast. I'd have Facebook still. That's it. I would have never started IG or anything like that. And you see all these women in these collections, and you're like, holy crap. And in your mindset, you're like, you're still kind of in that old school mindset, but then you're like, wait a minute, like, they're actually talking about it. They're not just taking pictures, they're participating in conversations. You know what I mean? It's like, ooh, okay, I need to get out of my old school thinking and get with the picture, or I'm gonna get myself in some trouble out here. You know what I mean? So, but no, that's always dope, man.
No, I think that's the thing though, with more women's exclusive releases, it's always good to know a woman as well, because if she can go in for something, then she's got a higher percentage of actually copping them, and she's getting your size.
I don't like him.
No, you don't like him because you're Bigfoot, mate. But
I'm an average size guy. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not average.
They take me out. How can you stop at 9.5? I'm a grown man. You know what I mean?
And I barely make the threshold. I wear a 9.5 US. So, that 11 in women's, it fits me. But like, what's crazy is all the exclusive women stuff like that. I've never ever gotten one. Like, I've tried to get them. I've never gotten a women's exclusive ever. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get the Lily Mays. I didn't get the Amamenya 3s. And I didn't get any of the previous ones where I had to get my size in 11. So, and it's fine. I wish I had the will to not even try, because I really do want the women to get theirs. But I hate that we try so hard for the women ones as well. I really do. But it's part of the game, and You know, it is what it is, man.
It's crazy. We had a guest on here before, Franklin, and we
Yeah.
said it before, and he said, you know,
Oh yeah, shout out to Franklin, King of Trainers. That's the homie.
the shout
Yeah.
out the maddest thing about sneakers and to confirm that is that they are actually telling you, we will allow you to spend your money.
Oh yeah.
And we're going, okay, great. Will you? No. And then we get upset that we're not giving them our money.
Oh yeah. No, we've talked about that for years. It's, you know, we're literally begging to give them our $200. And then when they don't let us give them their $200, we go to social media and we say, F you sneakers, Nike, who do you think you are? We give them a piece of our mind that they didn't take our money, you know, and it's a growing thing, you know, when we first, like, you know, social media got big with sneakers, you know, Facebook groups and stuff like that, you know, you begin to see the irresponsibility in people that, you know, I would see people that were in our Facebook groups and they would buy their pair, their wife a pair, their daughter a pair, son a pair, baby a pair. They'd buy the entire family a pair. We're talking about, you're well in $1,000+ now in sneakers. And then the next week be like, yo, my grandma isn't feeling well and her hospital bill is up. Can anybody hook us up, you know, for my grandma? And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you've dedicated yourself to wanting something so bad that when real responsibility comes around, you feel like, you know, the homies should help you out. No, you got to sell your sneakers. You got to sell the whole family's collection of Concords. If grandma needs a kidney or whatever, like, you got to do what you got to do.
I'm sorry, grandma's dying in that situation.
Well, you know, I've seen it all. You know, I've seen it all. And, you know, even out here seeing, you know, adults who spend too much money on frivolous things and they're wearing off-whites at the bus stop. And they're not taking the bus because it's, you know, environmentally safe and it's easier for they have no choice. Arizona isn't everything in Arizona is about 15-20 minutes away. It's not close. You know what I mean? So if you got to take 6 buses to get to work, but you got on off-white ones, your mindset is crazy. You can get yourself a nice car for $1,000 to get you from A to B, you know, but that's what sneakers has done to us. And, you know, I hate, you know, I've seen a lot this week. I feel like with Travis Scott this week, it's gotten really bad. People are legit mad that they didn't get access to dunks and these Travis Scotts. And I feel like I haven't seen it in a long time, but man, like, people are really like, yo, Nike, it isn't fair. I'm a true fan. What is a true fan? Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's, you know, I'm really like more disappointed in, like, I feel like sneakerheads are losing their self-respect. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? And I think it's where sneakers have now elevated themselves in terms of what you call luxuries. Because a sneaker was a sneaker, wasn't it? I mean, it was a trainer. It was what it was. You had it because your mum used to get, because it would be the trainer, what never, you know, you didn't have to buy another one for another year because it has to last you until you grow out of it or something, you know. And you, like, I mean, back then I remember doing club nights and I would see girls with a Gucci handbag about that big, you know.
Yeah.
But then after the club night, you know, you'd see them at the bus stop in Trafalgar Square waiting to catch a night bus home. And you're like, so you've got a Gucci handbag which costs you 700, nearly £1,000, but you can't afford a taxi home.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's where trainers have now come to that level where you're now looking at them on almost on par with name brands. Like the Travis Scotts, I mean, for resale now it's £1,000 minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. And it's not even like it's an old retro. What, you know, the ones that used to cost £1,000 were the ones with back in the day, and it had a memory to it. You know, now it's just like, it's the hype. It's £1,000 because that's the hype. That's the one you need to get now.
And that's what happens when, like, oh man, I don't want to say it's a headache, but it's just such a weird dichotomy in society right now. Like you said, like, sneakers have elevated to such a level to where, like, you know, there are storylines in television shows now where the dad's a sneakerhead. There are storylines in movies where someone's a sneakerhead. They're making They make television shows on Netflix about sneakerheads. Like there's documentaries on sneakerheads. Like,
did you ever see that one?
you know,
I can't remember what it's called.
yeah.
Sneakerheads.
I mean, it's just
Oh yeah, that's
it's called Sneakerheads. So
I
it's
didn't
one of the
finish
worst shows
watching
I've ever
that.
seen in my entire life. It's so bad.
Hunting
But you know
for
what, like,
the Jordan Zero. I was like watching it like,
yeah.
Is he actually a sneakerhead or is he literally reading a script? Because I was like looking at a lot of the stuff and I was just like,
Yeah. It's bad. And you know what, and that's what happens. And you know what, that's where, like, you know, you could really elevate the culture to a sense if you include the people who've been involved with it a long time. But you know, one of those things where, like I said, like you said, the luxury goods, a sneaker, my sister-in-laws and my wife, you know, they love buying Gucci and Jimmy Choo and all those type of shoes. And it's like, yeah, you paid $1,200 for that Jimmy Choo, but I have a pair right here that's worth $1,300. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's insane. Like, but it's all a big puzzle. You know what I mean? And you have to find yourself to navigate in it. You know what I mean? And it sucks. Like it. And I say it sucks because we can't stop. That's the problem. It's something in us that we just can't stop. You know. And I hate the fact that, you know, even when we do get it, we'll get it in hand and complain about it. Oh, the quality sucks. Like, oh my God. One pair of laces, like, oh, the box is cheap. It smells weird. The paper is whack. Oh my God. And then we put it right on the shelf, right on the shelf. And then it sits there. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But I got it though. That's what matters. I got it and you didn't. That's all that matters.
But we reason it out, don't we? Reason it out. It goes, I can't wear that yet because of the weather.
Yeah.
Or I need to get a t-shirt to go with that. We reason it out. You know, there's always a reason why we're gonna wear it soon, but we haven't got to wear it yet. You know.
Oh yeah. One of the main reasons we used to use was it's trade bait. You know, I'm just holding it because I'm gonna trade it later. It's trade bait. You know, I'm gonna get something I really want later. I think I've done one trade in my entire life in sneakers. I traded Cos 4s for Off-White Prestos, the OG one. And that was the only trade I've ever done in my life. But I have probably 50 plus sneakers where I'm like, yeah, one day I'm going to trade this. No, I'm not. I'm never trading anything. Like, you know, but I like, you guys talk about the mountain. I like this. This makes me feel good. Like, and I don't know why. I hate it. I love walking into the closet and being like, ooh, like, yeah, you know, I could wear this. I could do like, oh, this is crazy. This is irresponsible. But I love it, man. We love it. There's no better feeling when somebody's like, you know, they want to like see the house, you know, and they come in the closet and they go, oh my God. And typically I don't let people see my closet, but when they see it, it's like, yeah, you know, some light, you know, a little something, you know, not much.
Hey Dan, what that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah, but it's stupid, you know, like right now I'm wearing a pair of sneakers I bought in high school, you know, and a lot of people don't even know they exist. Actually, I'll show them. Like these are iceberg. I don't know if you guys know what iceberg is. Iceberg history. That's Donald Duck. You know,
not those though.
Yeah. So like I had Mickey Mouse. I have, and I haven't worn these in probably 16 years. But I went in the closet and was like, I'm just gonna wear them around the house. You know, I got Mickey Mouse. I got Donald Duck. You know, Goofy. And these were $299. Like me and my friends used to fly to Beverly Hills before New Year's to buy iceberg to wear to a party. You know, you could only get it in Beverly Hills. You could only get it in New York. And like, it was big with the rappers. Jay-Z, like, always talked about iceberg slim, iceberg history. And we used to have to like go to like all the like super high-end Saks Fifth stores to try to find it, you know, and it was super duper irresponsible, but like, it's part of that history. Like, I mean, all the girls I've hung out with, all the looks, all the questions. Are those Disneyland shoes? Nah, these designer. You know what I mean? These cost $299. You know, it was stupid. I'm like 17, spending $299. Spent my whole telemarketing paycheck I earned, but you know, so
that's like that Lot 29 jeans. Remember them? And they had like
and then
they had
when,
all
when
of them
Lot
on
29
there as well.
came out, everyone thought like, ooh, this is an alternative to iceberg. I'll buy Lot 29.
No.
And then it wasn't. It got really goofy. You know, you had too many characters on your body. You know,
yeah, that's it.
I think for me, icebergs in London, the only people who ever got iceberg were the ones who went to America and came back. And then you had like those stores in Camden what would have the iceberg jacket.
Yeah.
£3,000. You know?
It wasn't stuff that was sought out. Like, you couldn't find it everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you did, it was expensive.
Yeah.
What have you got on feet today, Pat? But as we're doing on feet, so let's have a look.
Oh,
Hype beast over
I
here.
actually, I don't know why, because I had no plan. I'm literally wearing nothing what goes with them, but I got the Yeezy 700 Ambers.
Nice.
Like I'm literally
What a
wearing
hype
nothing.
beast.
Nothing goes with it. But I just thought I'm going to wear these today. Yeah, you know what it was? I thought Yeezy 350s were more comfortable. They are. Instantly when you put the 350s on, they're comfortable. These ones I didn't find comfortable. Now I've worn them, I feel like I've broken them in.
Yeah.
And they feel much more, just nice now. I feel like I've worn them a couple of times now and they just feel really nice. Really, I think that's why I probably slipped them on, because they're just easy to wear.
You're so close to buying a pair of New Balance. You are so close now.
You know what?
You don't own any New Balance?
Oh God, yeah. Right. So Reggie is New Balance Prince. # New Balance Prince. Prince of New Balance. And him and Pat go constantly at each other. Pat just says, "Nah, they're shit. I don't want them."
Listen, this is my thing. Yeah. Only people who wore New Balance when I was growing up was my Uncle Sam, and he was the black sheep of the family. Yeah. Right?
He was the drug dealer over in Brooklyn, mate. That's what he was.
He had a way of collecting money. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
All right.
But New Balance have never been a pretty looking shoe for me. That's all it's been. So when Reggie comes on and starts saying, "Oh my God, look at the material," I'm like, "Shut up."
Now
when I'm picking up the 15 anniversary, the bodegas and that, and I'm showing everyone, Pat just signs off. He's just like, "Nah, I'm not interested."
Like, you know what it is it was this weird block in time where we had to, like, at least out here. So out here was this block of time where we had to, like, we thought we were like now mature. So it was like, I can't wear Jordans anymore. Like, I don't play basketball. Jordans are stupid. So we started maturing and we started like experimenting with the New Balance and Asics and Diodoras. And we started like kind of like feeling like, oh, I'm now in college. Like, I have a New Balance, you know? And then like brands really started, you know, like I think pink on a New Balance was like a really big thing. You know what I mean? I feel like New Balance was one of the first shoes that like really explored pink on a sneaker. Nike had infrared and stuff like that, but like the hazy baby color pink. And then it was like, okay, well, I can rock with this. The only issue with New Balance, Diodora, you know, all those Ruse, all those like brands that make really great quality sneakers is you don't get the reaction we talked about later. My friends are always like, man, New Balance materials are always fire. I don't know why you buy Nikes. Well, because when I wear my Nikes, everybody goes, ooh, he got it.
Yeah.
When I wear my New Balances, they don't even get a second look. They be like, yo, is them the bodega
You're Clark
joints?
Kent.
Yeah,
No one sees you. You're Clark Kent.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, them joints, yeah, they cool. They look nice, but they ain't Travis Scott's, but they all right, you know. That's how it is.
You walk into a New Balance store though, and people that work there who know it, they're just like, "Oh wow, look at him." You're like a god walking amongst the store, like.
But
you have to walk amongst a group.
Yeah,
but this is the thing. What I'm saying, it's just like with Asics. Asics was a run, like, I know New Balance. I know everything had their soul and whatever it was, but until Asics started adding color to their kicks.
Oh yeah.
You know, you never. And I remember going to Florida and they had an Asics shop. Never see. It was a shop, and it had mannequins and like window dressing. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And you'd walk in there, and to this day, I've never seen the colors what I've seen on those Asics in that shop anywhere in England. To this day, I'm talking rainbow colors and, you know, all different type of designs. And you could get it measured. I mean, it was a sports running shop, so you could get your shoes measured. It's like, you know, when Nike brought out the Flyknit and you put in that freezer and then you put your foot in it and they're molded to your feet. That the first place I saw that was Asics, and I was like, oh my God, but I still can't wear them. You know? It's just, and the thing what's happening with New Balance, and I'm so glad Reggie's not here because I'm gonna say this. Yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't even watch this. But is it the 327s?
Yeah, the 327s.
Now they're adding color. Those 327s, like the colorways they've got on them, and some of the material that, like, I see some of them, you can see like this. They've got a see-through toe box as well.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, those are not. And you know what as well? They're cheap. Well, Not
Oh, yeah.
cheap. They're cheaper compared to a Jordans or,
Yeah.
you know. So in your head, you're like 75. I'll take that for 75.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't bought them yet. Just want to clarify this to everyone. I haven't bought them. I'm just looking at them. That's all.
Yeah, but see, like, you know what, with the 327 you're talking about, like, you know, one thing about it is that like they drop so many colorways and they're affordable that it still doesn't make you want to pay retail. You know, they drop and you're like, oh, I'll wait for those to go on sale because no one's like, oh, they just dropped.
No.
You know, I'll give it a little time and get them for 30% off, 40% off. You know?
Listen, unless it's a collaboration, I have no idea when New Balance is dropping.
So, Aidan, what have you got on feet today? You're quiet in the corner today, Aidan.
Yeah, it's like I just thought I understand half the things you guys are talking about. I think I'm a bit too young.
Stop trying to be the youngest in the group, Aid. Come on. Your knowledge is older than all of us. Don't try it.
Do half the things you guys are talking about, but I'm just nodding along. Yeah, so I'm rocking the Wave Runners.
Oh, my man.
So yeah, first time rocking them out.
How do you feel in them, Aid? How do you feel?
Yeah, I've been really good, to be fair. I do agree with what you said though, where like you got to break them in a little bit. Like first put them on this morning at like 10 to 7 in the morning. I was like, this is gonna be a long day, man. Like I just feel like all this cut front. I was like, fucking hell, it's getting hot out there as well. But I was like, you know, I'm gonna persevere. And by like 12 o'clock, just boom, it was perfect. So definitely gonna be rocking these a fair bit. I mean, I've waited 4 years to get them, so I'm definitely gonna be bloody wearing them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Yeezy Day was nice to everybody.
Yeah.
It was a blessing, man. To be fair, Yeezy's been doing it big, to be fair. I mean, I saw that they're dropping those color changing ones like in a week or something, or this week. I'm gonna give them a pass. But yeah,
giving him a pass.
Yeah,
like,
I saw
you know
the
what's crazy about.
Nah, not feeling it.
Yeah, I mean the Wave Runners, like it's amazing that when those pictures first came out, I mean, I thought it was the most ridiculous looking thing I had ever seen. I was like, I just could not see it, you know. And you know, regardless of like Kanye and his actions and views and how he is, you know, he does have an eye for stuff. You know what I mean? He has an eye for stuff. And I remember the first time I saw them in public, and it was like I was standing in line at this like comedy show, and it was like some idiot like getting arrested. I don't know what he was doing, but he had on Wave Runners. And I thought, man, them joints look fire on feet. And I've never been able to get a pair. I've tried so many times. I cannot get my hands on a pair. And I refuse to pay resale for them because the retail price on those are high. Terrible. You know, the other ones were cheaper, like around $220 out here, I think. But the Wave Runners are $300 out here, you know, and $300 is a lot.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, the podcast hasn't come out yet, but when we spoke to Stephen Smith, and we know he's the New Balance guy. I mean, they're even releasing his designs now, which he done 30 years ago. Yeah. You know, it's just crazy. But when he was talking about Kanye, and you know, I mean, you'll hear it in the podcast and give you a look, but he basically said Kanye called him every night until he agreed.
Yeah, he took him out to Detroit, didn't he? And he said, right. I've got a show the next day, so you're coming with me still because we ain't finished talking yet.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because he says when they started doing the designs, you know, they threw out all these designs and everything, and then Kanye turned around to him and said, "You know what I've done? I've made you design New Balance again.
Yeah, redesign it.
You know, all the materials, all the overlays, all the, you know, it's like he just said, be free and do what you want to do. But then the detail in it is crazy, and I think it's great. I think when you got collabs like that, someone like Kanye or anyone, Travis Scott goes in, they're allowed to do what they want to do, and Addison backs them. Because I agree with you. When the Wave Runners first come out, I said, "What are those clown?" Like I'm a size 12, and that back then, it's clowns, it's clown shoes. You know, they're gonna see me come around the corner. But I think the way, like you said, on feet, when you actually do get them on feet, compared to what you think they're going to look like, it's a whole different ball game.
But I was the same with 350s. When I first saw a pair of 350s, I was like, no one's going to wear them. No one's going to buy them. And I was still very much, I haven't owned 350s for, like, I didn't own them for the first couple of years.
Yeah.
And then I asked Aidan about them. I was like, what are they actually like on feet? He goes, I'll just buy a pair, try them on. I bought a pair, put them on. As soon as I put them on, I was like, oh, this is what it's about. So it's not just how they look, it's how they feel. And my God, that Ultra Boost under there is just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's such a crazy start to like how Yeezy was with Adidas. You know what I mean? Like the first one that he dropped was the what was that, a 700, 720, that boots, whatever
Yeah, the
whatever that
hiking thing.
model was. Yeah, and it was like, man, like it's such an acquired taste. And then when you started seeing people wearing them, you were kind of like, okay, I could kind of see it. And then he dropped like the Pirate Blacks, and then like the V1s, before the
V1s, yeah.
V2s, and then then we were like, oh, those look like Roshi runs, and we had all these comparisons, and and then when you finally got them in hand and you put them on foot, you were like, man, like Kanye is a weird person, but this man is a genius. And then the V2s come out, and you're like, they're all right. It looks like an advanced sock. And then you get one, and you're like, man, Kanye just, what is, he just has it. You know what I mean? So, it's like sometimes with Kanye, he can think too far in advance, which throws a lot of us off because it's like, we just weren't ready for that, And then when you're like, because in my mind, I'm thinking, what could he do next? Like, what's next? 350 V2s have been out for a really long time right now.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think they're gonna stop. I think they're just gonna be like a staple with Adidas. I think it's just gonna continue.
Well, I mean, his whole thing was that I want everyone to have a pair of Yeezys, isn't it?
Yeah, I want them to be on everyone's feet.
Yeah.
And it legit works. And I feel, what's funny is we talked about the Confirmed app. I have more confidence when I sign up on Confirmed, even if I don't get it. I've never been angry one time when I didn't get a Confirmed.
Yeah,
But that's because they've instilled a confidence in me, like, oh, you know what? You win some, you lose some. With Nike, it's like lose, 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 lose. Like you don't even get the confidence. Like even when you build the confidence with the sneakers app with Nike, you're like, you know what? I'm getting these no matter what. I don't care. I'm gonna get these, and then you don't. It's such a kill. Like your adrenaline is so high. And then it just falls, like it plummets. With Confirmed, I get the notification. Not this time, Greg. I'd be like, well, you know what? I'll see you later, Confirmed that. Thanks. Appreciate the note. You know what I mean? I don't feel bad about it.
At least you get the notification. I think that's the thing, because like when you enter on sneakers, it's just like, yeah, you're gonna get that instant. You've just clicked to enter and it's already said no. You're like, oh shit. Or you don't even get notified. It just goes, yeah, I'll keep you guessing.
Listen, I've said this before, yeah. I've had no love from sneakers since the beginning. Yeah, I don't even know when I put it on my phone. I had an iPhone then and other iPhones and Samsungs. I've had no love. And then the other day, I got that early access. And I told you boys straight away, didn't I? I was still brushing my teeth at the time. No way, sneakers loves me. I'm now a friend of sneakers. Sneakers knows who I am. And literally the next day or the day after, the Travis Scott fragments, I swear, I think A can testify this, I entered, and then I think A put up with his thing, that was quick. Within a second, you've lost.
So no.
I was like, I mean, with the lows.
Yeah, that was the lows,
With the Travis Scott lows,
yeah.
I think it gave us a lot more confidence as well because there were so many lows. Like a lot of people don't realize how many lows there were. There were over 200,000 lows, way more than the highs. So it kind of feels like, oh, maybe I have a better shot. But with concepts out here, when you do the raffles, you can see how many people enter the raffles. For the Travis Scott highs, over 800, 900,000 people tried for the highs. Wow. So it's like, at least that's the count. It could be robots, it could be computer, it could be anything. But like, you got to really think that's a lot of people. Trying for it. And that's overseas people. Like when I had one of the homies on, shout out to Andy. He's I think he's in Manchester. He was on the podcast one time. And, I asked him, how does it feel over there when Americans are applying in your guys' raffles? Because I feel like it's so unfair. I would be so annoyed if I was overseas and somebody in Texas won the Jordan 1 highs, whatever, from End. I would be so annoyed. Like, because
what's the nice thing about that though? By the time they paid shipping fees, they ain't getting no resale because they're gonna have to remortgage their house to get that fucking shoe over.
I mean, even that though, but like, even if they want to keep it, like, I just feel like you know, you lose that sense of like locality. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you know, a lot of people don't realize overseas they've been in the sneakers for a really long time, except they, you know, more to the Air Maxes, more to the runners and stuff like that. It took a while. I'm from what I've watched documentaries and from what I've heard, you know, it took a while to get onto the Jordans and things like that, you know. And the fact that the culture out where you guys are is so big right now that now you have to battle us as well. Like it's unfair. I don't want to battle you guys. Like I don't want you guys entering my local raffle. Like you shouldn't be allowed to. You know, it's messed up, but like the store down the street from me should not open this up internationally. You know what I mean? It just should be strictly to the United States. I don't think we should be able to enter End. I don't think we should be able to enter any JD Sports out there. Whatever is out there that we can do, I just think it sours your population of, you know, sneakerheads.
Well, it's funny because I mean we can't enter like Finish Line, but I think that's a part of Foot Locker. You know,
Yeah.
you know, we can't. What's the other one?
I'll get you a link for that, Pat. Don't worry, mate.
Oh, cheers.
We'll enter all their raffles. They're doing it to us. Let's do it.
But you know what it is? It's not that you're entering against other people. It's the bots.
No, you can't beat a bot, mate. This is it.
You just
No, you can't.
you
Fuck
just
them.
and then that next day you'll see like with the Jordan highs, there's a man. I've got 250 pairs. You're like, you mother.
Yeah, and you know, they've been around for so long. I have like just made it a real conscious effort to like don't even bring them up. I don't even complain. You know what I mean? Because it's like we know Nike and these brands have the money to really stop this. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like we're talking about some of the most technologically advanced, smartest, biggest marketing companies on the earth. Nike might be the greatest marketing company on the planet. Like, period. Nike will get you to buy anything with a heartfelt story and a nice black and white commercial. You know, you'll watch a nice black and white commercial and, you know, with a nice message, and you'd be like, man, boy, let me go grab me a Nike shirt, you know, something. And so, like, when it comes to bots and stuff like that, it's all just this weird puzzle, like I said. Like Nike, they're aware, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, do we really put forth the effort to do this? Like, do we really care? You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
I don't want to say
they
like they're
sell
like,
their units, don't they? They sell their units. They're fine.
yeah,
Their units are
Yeah.
gone. It doesn't matter how it's gone. It's gone. So their
yeah,
margins
they
are
don't
hit.
care. Yeah, I remember one time. I was at a store out here locally, and we had camped outside overnight. I mean, we were out there for I don't know how many hours, and I remember, you know, you get to the front of the line, and they didn't have your size left. So a lot of people will say, "Well, what do you have?" And they would just take that to resell it. And I remember a girl behind me was yelling because the guy asked for a 11, and they said, "Sorry, we only got an 8.5," and the 8.5 was her size. And he's like, whatever, I'll take the 8.5. She lost her mind. She was like, he's gonna resell it. He's gonna resell it. And the store person literally looked at all of us and said, we don't care. Like,
That's
we
money in
don't
our
care
till.
what he does. Yeah, sorry. Like, I don't care what he does with it. He stood in line all night. He paid his dues. He got to the front and he gave us his money. That's it. Like, I don't care. He can go outside and set it on fire. I don't care. You know what I mean? Your stance, like your standing and morality and sneakers does not matter to people. People need to realize that. People are like, I'm a real sneakerhead. So is he, 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 so is it doesn't matter. You're not as special as you think you are. You know what I mean? This makes us think we're special. We're really not. We're actually fools. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? So
I'm
Well,
waiting for that
we-
next Nike advert. I am. The Christmas advert. It's going to be like some homeless person stood up, pissing on his shoes and everything like that. Falls down, group of people kicking the shit into him. It's going to come up Nike Air Presto. And it'll be, I need that shoe. I need that shoe.
oh well, it's gonna be something, man. You know, it always is. You know,
We had, I
so.
mean, we had the opposite here, didn't we? With Offspring. I mean, I would let Aid
Oh,
take
Aiden.
this on, but I think
Look at him.
swear.
He's closed his eyes already. He's like,
But we had Offspring here trying to, like, they even do it now because they do things like,
oh,
so like you got
turn
the
up
waffle,
with, yeah.
the waffles coming out now, the fragment waffles coming out. So if we got the blue and grey ones. If you entered for the blue ones and you won, you're not allowed to enter for the grey ones.
Yeah, not loud.
They won't allow
Oh,
you.
really?
And then they have done another thing where I'm going to bring it up, Aid. Don't get upset with me. where they actually broke your boxes in front of you.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Like,
And
oh my, like Aid, my friend here, he lost his mind. Let's just say his Insta went berserk, his YouTube, but no, which is right. I paid for everything. I paid for everything.
Well, it's how much work like you have to put in to get it. And then it's like, wow, I won. Hold on. We must destroy your box and you must wear it outside and you must crease it. Like you have to do all these additional things. Like you're never a winner. Like I don't care what raffle you win. Don't ever consider yourself a winner because it's like I paid for this. Like I always tell people, like, you know, strip clubs out here. This is my example I always use. I don't like going to strip clubs because this girl comes to work 4 hours when I worked 10 all day. I worked an entire shift of 10 and made my money, and I'm coming to throw my money on a girl who worked 3 hours. And she takes my money and hops in her little Lexus and goes home. And it's like, man, like I don't feel like, boy, I had a great time at the strip club. I just gave all my hard-earned money. I go to work. I work 40 hours a week. I make my money. I do good. I put my money in the bank and I say, excuse me, sir, I would like to buy your sneakers. And they say, you know what? Today you're special. You can buy them. And then they say, but hold on, sir. Let me kick your box in half. You got to wear them outside. And then you got to do this. And then it's like, I still lost. Like I gave you my money. 1, 2, you beat up my box and you made me do something I wasn't prepared to do yet. Like it sucks. Like, and the stress of it has become, it's ridiculous that we are stressed, but it is what it is. And you know, the stores, I would love to think the stores are doing their best. I really would, but I don't know. I feel like we put too much pressure on stores as well. You know, I what do you do?
I mean,
Aid.
I gotta give my like before we even start. Fuck Offspring, man. Fuck them.
So you mean they don't sit on the fence?
I don't give a fuck. I don't. I know we're not trying to like. I know we're not swearing a lot tonight, but fuck Offspring, man. Honestly, I can't stand them. Like this whole sense of entitlement and this whole sense of we are a community. You don't fuck all. You're just a bunch of guys that like shoes. You're standing there with your dicks in your hands, fucking bumming off each other. I ain't got no respect for none of these dickheads, right? I think they're all fucking scruffs. Honestly, like the outrageousness of the self-entitlement does my head in. Honestly, how can you like treat people like that? Listen, someone jumps on my box. It's gonna go one of two ways, isn't it? You're either gonna go in the back, get me a fresh box, or we're gonna go outside. And I don't like I'm a calm guy, but if you're gonna embarrass me in front of my missus, in front of my kids, in front of my mates, in front of the customers, it's just not gonna happen, like at all.
Yeah.
And like trying to defend them against resellers. Like, listen, resellers been around since the dawn of time. A guy used to come to my house and sell my mum's shoes. Like, like there's reselling is always going to exist, and reselling is needed because, like, if you put yourself in a category where you're only going for hype shoes and you're pissed off that you don't win, tough shit. There's a plenty of other fire shoes out there. Like, some of my favorite shoes from this year were Bricks, Flint 7s, Cool Grey 3s, Anthracite 5s, Red Flint 13s, Electro Green 6s, Carmine 6s in the UK. I know America is a different club. Carmine means a lot more over there, but I can still get these Carmines in my size right now for retail. Pink mids. Like, I can get them right now. If I jump off here, I could order a brand new fresh pair. So if you're only like, oh, I didn't get Travis's. Oh, how dare you not take my money for Travis? Like, it is what it is. It's like saying like, it's like I have £150. Why can't I buy a fucking Ferrari? Like, it is what it is. Like, it was always stacked against. It is what it is.
You know, with the resale, I don't ever complain too much about resale anymore either, because you know what? If it wasn't for resale, I probably wouldn't have the opportunity to get a lot of things. You know, you know, and I'm like I said, I grew up before the internet. Like, I remember I was one of the first houses in our neighborhood to have internet. You know, I remember I invited all my friends over, like, look at this. You know, we were like literally like just trying to think of anything to type on the internet. And, you know, it's like now there's I can't, I may not want to pay for it, but I can. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? all right, I'll bite the bullet and pay this. But even resale, to me, I don't mind paying 30, 50, maybe even 80 if I really want it. Like that's reasonable type things. You know what I mean? Like a Travis Scott a resale. I don't care that it's a resale, that there's resale. That's fine. It's just the gap between retail and resale is just way too high. If a Travis Scott low retailed at 180, whatever it was, and it resold for, I'll even give 800, fine. But these joints are in the double digit thousand, like 2,000. Like you're becoming like, you put the value on something so high to where like now people don't even know. Carmine's, you said like you can get a pair of Carmine's right now for retail. Carmine's out here right now. We're at the outlets and stuff like that. People went and bought all of them. I think right now Carmine's right now you probably get for around 300. You know what I mean? 300 US. And that's a lot. That's a lot for a six. You know what I mean? But out here, and Americans are just the most entitled. Period.
No, we got some entitled people in England.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We got
now
some
with
here
Offspring.
too.
Yeah, with Offspring, I don't know. Did they? And I had a question because I never knew this answer to this. We talked about it. Did Offspring tell people ahead of time we're going to do this? Okay, see, that's where the problem is. That's where the problem is when it comes to sneakerheads and putting your full support in the stores, because you know what? Transparency is awesome. You know what? If I used to hate, we would camp outside when Yeezy ones came out. The very first Nike Yeezy came out. The line was wrapped. Now, this was a store owned by Adrian Wilson, who was an Arizona Cardinal. He owned this store. Now, look, I get it. You own a store. You got a bunch of homies you want to take care of. Once you take care of all your homies, it would be really nice if you came outside to the people who've been sitting outside in the rain and say, look, we only have 20 pairs. There's 300 of you out here. Go home. Like, it would be at least nice. Don't have us sitting outside all night, open the doors, and then you're already sold out in like 8 minutes because you only had 20 left. That transparency. If Offspring said, hey, we're going to get these. If you win, in order for us to like try to take a stance on giving real sneakerhead sneakers, we're going to crush your box or we're going to do this, then people would have the option of like, okay, I'm not going to do the raffle there. I'm not even going to bother there if they're going to do that. Give people the option. If like the homie said, if I won and they come out and they crush my box, the store might get ravished. Like, you never know. You can't do that stuff with people because you don't know people's temperament. And like he said, you embarrass me in front of my wife. Oh no. No.
The thing is though, that company would not do that in America. You know full well they would not do that in America. They only do it here because we don't have guns.
No, because we're polite.
Yeah,
we're very polite.
We're too nice. We're too nice. But the thing is, they make you jump through hoops. They make you jump through hoops as well. They go, oh, you're going to come collect these. You've got to wear a shoe that you've won from us before.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can't get this shoe.
Dude, we talked about this the other day. I said, you know what, overseas, man, they don't got burners and stuff like over here. I mean, people will pull out a gun for anything, okay? Sneakers is light. I've seen people get guns drawn on them for like not giving the correct change at a convenience store. Like, I gave you $1. You know what I mean? Like, and I live in Arizona. Arizona is a free carry state. I can just go outside and buy a gun right now. I don't need a license. All I need to be is 18 or 21. I could go buy a gun. I don't need a license. I don't need to be trained. I buy it, put it in my pocket, and I go and walk out. Like, I don't gotta like sign papers. I don't gotta do a background check. I don't gotta do nothing. I say, you know what? That's a nice gun. Can I have it? They say yes. Give me $500. It's mine, and I can walk around with it on my hip in the grocery store. You go to grocery stores out here, everybody got burners. Everybody think they're a hero. Just in case. Just in case something cracks off, I'm ready. Okay. Let me tell you something. I can't tell you the amount of guns I've seen pulled out or on pocket, at sneaker releases or camp outs. Like it's that bad. And I've been shot at. I've been pointed. Like it's been some wild stuff when it comes to sneakers in the areas that you do this in. And like we had talked about earlier, sneakers now leaking into luxury goods. Sneakers used to be, part of the streets, like, Your mom would have to save up to get you some sneakers because you wanted to be the big man in the streets. You know what I mean? Now you got these kids with like their dad's a plastic surgeon and the mom is a lawyer, high power lawyer, and they make about 25 million a year, and they treat sneakers like like luxury goods. You know what I mean? It's amazing. The clothes, everything. I mean, the fact that you can resell like a V-Lone t-shirt for $200, a t-shirt. We're talking about a t-shirt, man. You put that in the washer one time incorrectly, it's done. It's faded. The paint's gone. Like I don't even know how to wash a t-shirt anymore. It's like if I go buy a Fear of God t-shirt, do I take it to the cleaners now? Like, do I?
Pat will let you know.
I need this t-shirt that I paid $230 to last.
Forever.
I need it to last forever. Okay. Like you're not gonna take my $230 for this t-shirt and I get 3 wears out of it. You know what I mean? I get armpit stains on it. It's 100 right today. It's 109 today. Arizona's hot. Okay.
Shit.
It's gonna be 100. It was 120 the other day. It was 122 the other day. This is one of the hottest places on earth. Wearing a t-shirt is gonna be clear. By the time the end of the day, it's gonna be full of sweat. The collar's gonna be dirty because your neck is dirty. Your armpits are gonna be forever smelly. It's just how it is out here. You know what I mean? Like it's been raining a little bit lately, but it's still 100 degrees with rain. It's not cold. It's like 102 and it's raining. You're just wet and hot. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But like that's the culture that we live in, man. It is what it is. And that's why all these are back here. A lot of these I haven't wore. Like I got so many that I haven't wore because you don't win enough. I don't win enough to destroy my sneakers. It's like, well, if I win and I destroy it, that's that. I can't be like hit sneakers and grab another one, or boy, I can't wait for those to come out because I'll win that pair, even though I destroyed these. Why would I destroy my Travis Scott ones, the OGs, the first brown ones, if I can't get the next ones? You know what I mean? Homie said he got the electric 6s, Carmine 6s, Flint 7s, because those are classics. I mean, them is some real classics. And it's good to know that, like, you know what? You can wear your Carmines today, hoop in them, destroy them. You can go get another pair if you want to. It's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling that's rare.
I think that's the thing.
I think a lot of people. Sorry, Ash. I was saying, like, I think a lot of people do need to take responsibility as well. Like you guys were saying earlier about like financial responsibility. I feel like you need to take responsibility, not only like financially, but like to control yourself. I get it's not easy, but like we always talk about retail as like this is the enemy of a collector. But at the end of the day, if we weren't putting emphasis on those pairs, that resale wouldn't be like that. And the thing that really kind of grates me is the term brick. Like you'll see somebody rocking a pair of shoes that like, and if they sit on sneakers, it's a brick. So like we always talk about, well, if Nike made an extra million pairs of Travis Scott lows, are they going to be like, and then they be considered a brick? Nobody's going to want them. The resale price is gone. So like everybody kind of wants to be exclusive, but everybody doesn't want it to. But then on the flip side of that, complain when they don't get it. So you literally cannot have it both ways. So like for me, like I'll never ever go out of a certain amount for price. Like this year I've gone a little bit crazy with certain pairs, but it's pairs that like I've been chasing for years. Like, but in general, like my rule of thumb, like you said, 50, 60 pounds over retail, and then that's it. I'm tapping out. I'm being responsible because there's literally 1 day, 2 days away. There's a brand new release coming out. And then like, because of how we look at, like my missus just got the Lightning 4s, right? So she's got these, yeah? She's just got these. She's worn them once, and she's going for those non-off-white 4s, the shimmers. I think they're coming out in like literally
ones
like
I can't get. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She's looking for the DIY 4s that literally came out, like they're just about retail. So in the space of 3 weeks, she's going to end up with the Lightning 4s, the DIY 4s, and potentially the shimmer 4s. Like she'll wear these like 3 times and never wear them again. Like so if somebody going crazy for resale or something like this, like, and then the next pair comes out, like you'll never ever get value. This will never ever be value if you're paying £400 above retail.
But you know what kills it? Back in the day, that color would be easy to get because they wouldn't go.
Yeah.
You would never go, I'm gonna buy, what color you buy? Canary yellow.
and see what's crazy about those is that when they first came out, I think it was man, was it '08? I don't remember when Lightnings first came out. They came out with Lightnings and the Thunders. They came out, and you can only get them on Jumpman 23 website. They didn't come out in stores. They didn't come out anywhere, at least out here. So you can only get them on the website. And this is when the internet was trash. Like you be able to cop off the internet on a drop. You were like a king because there was no high speed back then. It was just getting cranked up. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, so like, you know, these took so long to retro that they low key are like really sought after, but they kind of lost a little bit of steam because, like he said, another 4 is getting ready to come out, and another 4 is getting ready to come out. And you really have to say to yourself, well, you know what? These came out this year. You took about 18 years to retro it, 15, 12, 18, whatever, how many years to retro it. You know what? I really don't wear yellow that much. You know what I mean? And if I wear yellow, it's not going to be on a sneaker that big. A Jordan 4 is a big sneaker. It's a big sneaker. So like, it's like, you know, I may wear some yellow on a Vans. I may wear some yellows on a Samba, you know, a Gazelle. I wear something minimal yellow, but a yellow sneaker that big, like you're going to be like, oh, I'm glad I got them because they're history, they're classics, but put them right here, whoop, and they're just there. You know what I mean? It's like, they're just going to find a spot in the closet. Like I already have my pair on the way. Like my pair is already coming. You know, George, my other co-host of the podcast, his pair is coming. We're gonna wear them one time. That's just how it is. We're gonna try our best to find another time, but it's a yellow sneaker. It's a giant yellow sneaker.
Yeah.
So that's the
And
thing.
those look, sorry, real quick. Those look way better in that smaller size.
Oh,
like
all
in
trainers look better in
size,
smaller sizes.
Yeah.
all of them, every single one. That looks phenomenal in that size. in your size, Pat, it probably looks out of control.
It's horrible because you see my trainers before I come. I'm still 10 seconds behind the turn of the corner.
It is a nice shoe. I do agree with what you say though. Like some of the ones that I bought this year, like for example, like the South Beaches, right? I was going crazy for the South Beaches. I've never owned a pair of LeBrons. I knew I needed them, but like I've had them sitting there for 3 months now. And I know 3 months isn't that long, and some people leave it like a year. Then it's like I have no idea where I'm gonna wear a turquoise and pink shoe. Like where am I wearing this to? Do you know what I mean? Like I've got the Looney Tunes 8s as well. Where am I wearing this to? Do you know what I mean? Like,
dude, we talked about that with South Beach 8. South Beach 8s are such an important piece of sneaker history because it was like, man, the Miami aspect of it. The Miami Heat played in black and red, but they took a different element of Miami. They brought South Beach with that blue. That teal blue is so unique. It is such a good blue. Now, back then, when we wore bigger jeans and bigger clothes, you could wear an 8 like that. My clothes are all slim to skinny now. You know, they're pretty fitted now. So wearing that gigantic teal sneaker is just not one of my first reaches. But I love it. I had to have it. I had to have it because it's a piece of history, and maybe one day I will. Like I have to force myself to wear something like that. You have to legit say, forget it. I'm wearing it today. That's that. Like I'm just wearing it today. That's it. You know what I mean?
So the annoying thing is, I wanted those Air Max. Was it 95? The Freddy Kruegers. Was it 95, 97s?
Mm-hmm.
And
95s.
Yeah. And everyone, not a single person I talked to said, "Oh, I want them." Everyone was going, "Oh, they're ugly. They're ugly." I wanted them because, like, I loved watching the Freddy Krueger films and everything like that, and I wanted them to be my beater. That's something that I'm going to wear every day, and I knew it. Now, no, I ain't getting hold of it. I ain't paying the resale on it. And I'm not going to spend the resale on it because then I'm not going to wear it for how I wanted to wear it. I wanted to wear it as a beater. I'm not going to spend nearly 300 quid on a beater. That's just not going to happen. I wanted it because it would have been more personal, but I still would have worn it to death. But now I'm not going to.
You see, like, sneakers like that, you know, where they're like such theme centric. Like, if I had a Freddy Krueger 95, I could only wear it Halloween. I would never wear it. I would only wear the month of October. I would never wear it any other day. Any sneakers I have that are like theme specific, like Christmas LeBron 7s and Christmas this, and I have Cliver SB Dunks, I would never wear until December. Like and that's for me personally. I couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
The problem you've got is you forget you've got them. That month goes by, and you have to wait another whole year.
Oh my God! Do you know how many times that happened? Like, and you know, with Nike too, what's funny with Nike is that like they never drop like a Christmas sneaker should come out in November or October. They dropped the Christmas sneaker the
Boxing
27th of December.
Yeah.
They drop it on Black Friday. And I'm like,
Yeah.
the year is over. Why did you drop the Christmas? Christmas is over. And it's ridiculous. Like, it's like you should sell all your October sneakers should be sold in August. You know, you gotta plan it out better, you know?
Well, my on feet today, I didn't even do mine. My on feet
Oh yeah.
was just a Lego. Just
Solid.
Love them.
You got
Yeah.
Lego.
It's just, that's what I mean. It's for me, and I will just wear this to death because it's all black apart from like a little bit of a flash. But that for me is just going to be a beater. It's just something I'm going to wear every day. I can wear it to work, and I don't really care much about it. I'm just like, yeah, okay. I know someone's going to be a massive collector and have every color and all this stuff, but I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to wear it because I want to wear it. And I see people picking them up and going, oh, they're ugly. I don't like them. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm wearing it. I don't care.
Oh, people think they're ugly?
Yeah. A lot of people like
really?
where we work, like where I work, we have nearly every color anyway, and people pick them up and just put them back down. They're just like, nah. Or they're funny, aren't they? And I'm just like walking around in them, like, yeah, but they're comfortable. Like when they first came out, I was like, oh, I'm buying these, but I wasn't paying retail for them. I was like, nah, I'll wait. And on sneakers and stuff, right now they're 80, 83. And I saw more sneakers and stuff, and I was like, okay, 83, almost there. I was like, when it gets to 67, 20, 22, copping, you know, then I'll make a move. You know what I mean? Absolutely free.
Oh yeah, that's a better price.
Yeah, it's funny because you're talking about when they release stuff. So I was telling you guys I bought those Adidas. Is it Cassie?
Oh, yeah.
What do they call them?
You're talking about the canvas ones?
Yeah. Right. So this is white.
Mm-hmm.
It's now coming to autumn. It's raining every day.
Yeah, you love it.
This is a summer shoe. Why is it being released at the end of the year? And the worst thing about this is, this is where I'm going to cuss out Adidas on my YouTube, but I'm just letting you know now. They say it's leather. It's not. It's canvas. So mud, it's dirt attraction all the way. All the way. I think even Converse.
Are the stripes leather?
Huh?
Are the stripes leather?
Plastic. Shut up. Don't even try and defend.
You've been done, mate.
I don't even know why I looked. I don't even know why I looked.
They're gonna go, that's leather, that is. And on the heel, mate, that's leather, innit?
Suede. That's the only bit. But I can't wear these until next year.
Right.
If I kept them, because there's no way, even if it rained the day before, the mud and the dirt was going to just attract this canvas, and trying to clean this, it's going to be absolutely,
throw them in the wash. It's canvas, mate. Throw them in the wash.
Listen, what's funny is like your guys's, me being on this podcast today, I appreciate it again. Thank you very much for inviting me. But you guys live out there, and you guys' weather is like really, dramatic as well as out here. You know what I mean? Like, in Arizona, we have dust storms where like the dust literally builds a wall like through the sky, and you have to pull over because you can't see in front of you. So we have to pull over on the side of the road until like you can visibly see. And it's dirty and dusty out here. If I wore those out here, the dust would beat those to death, and you couldn't get it out of the canvas. Out where you are, you guys have to deal with a lot of rain and a lot of stuff. It rains in Arizona. Oh, I'm sorry. It rains in Phoenix. Ooh, I think last year it rained only 12 days the entire year. And this year it might be the highest. I think right now we're at about 15 days.
Jesus, it's rained 12 times just today.
Yeah. So like Arizona right now, like we're having our monsoon season. Monsoon season usually lasts a week, and it happens like once a year, but it hasn't been happening as often. And Arizona isn't built to handle rain. So like when it rains a lot, our streets are flooded, our neighborhoods are flooded, our parks are flooded. Like we're not built to have that way to get the water out because we rely on the sun. When the sun comes back out, that dries up quick because it's so freaking hot out here. But like you see people out here like sitting on top of the hoods of their cars because they're in the flood. They don't even know how to react, to weather like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're like, oh, help, we need FEMA. It rains out here so rare. You know, it's nuts out here. You know, our tree falls in the backyard, and we're devastated. You know, our cactus flies away. You know, we got to GoFundMe. You know, so.
So who's actually entering for the super stuffed?
No,
Oh,
come on. I'm size 12, and the
Have you
man's
seen
made
the on
one
feet
foot
on
bigger.
them? Yeah, have you seen the on feet on them? It'll fit you 12, but it'll make you look like an 18.
Oh my god.
man, it's a superstar dunk SB. Like I don't understand. You know, man, I don't understand the waste of collaborations. You know, like that's a waste of a collaboration. I'm not sure who the guy is. Like I haven't really done much research on him. I like looked him out. I don't know who that is. But to me, if you're approached or given the opportunity to do a collaboration, I just feel like you would really put your all in. You would do something. Stuffing the shoe, like what is the? I just don't get it. Like,
But it's
And
only one pair.
it's-
It's only 1 foot, isn't it? The 1 foot's normal, and the other one's big.
Is it?
Yeah.
wait, what? No,
is.
don't
Look,
say
No,
that.
I thought it was both.
No,
Hey, pull
no,
it. If you can pull it
impossible.
up, I'm
Right,
telling
yeah.
Don't
you.
say
I'm
that.
getting on it.
I'm about to
I'm
look
getting on
right now.
Because he's a whole
Do
air.
not
'cause
say
remember,
that.
when he does the advert, he's got one air big, and the other one's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Hold
all about
on,
that.
I'm
I was
looking
watching the
now.
video the other day.
Is it actually?
Don't say that. Impossible. I
Oh,
refuse to
that's
believe. I'm about to
amazing.
look right now. There is no way.
Listen, if I'm wrong,
Yes.
I apologize, but that's what I'm sure I read the other day. It may have been late, but
Let's have a look. Let's
Let
have a
me
look.
see.
Right. I'll
So I
show
s-
everyone.
It looks like both are puffy.
you're not looking properly. Look, see?
No, isn't that just
Nah,
comparison?
No,
I think they're both puffy.
no.
They have to be. There's no way.
It's
Nah,
is it? Oh, I think it is. You know.
no. You're not telling me this. Like,
Yeah, that looks
there's
nice.
no way.
Now I'm definitely buying them because I want to
Shut
look like I
up.
got clump foot.
Absolutely not. This is a ridiculous shoe. I mean, he could have at least done different colors. These are classic shell toe colorway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got the copper foil on the toe, and you got the
Yeah.
black and white stripe. This is a classic thing that's being disrespected by whoever this man is. I don't know who this man is.
Kerwin Fost. Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
What is it?
What does he do? Is he a rapper?
I don't know. Is he? You know what? I
You
tried
know what?
to
I'm really
listen-
hoping he hasn't got like elephantitis or something. Like.
No. I don't know who this guy is.
Look, inspired by the original. Go down again.
There you go.
Inspired by the original.
Oh my gosh. No, read what it says. It says, I hope these bring joy and a smile to people's faces. Clown shoes for the masses. He's trying to make something ridiculous.
Yeah,
shoe.
I like that.
No,
I like
thank you.
that. I like that he's turning around saying, "Yeah, I want to be different." Yeah, but I'm not
Oh
wearing
my
it.
God.
I'm not wearing
These joints
it.
are these joints are $250 US.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
These are the
God,
most
I
expensive
can't.
drops so far.
Wow.
Oh my God. They don't have boost? Do they at least got boost?
No, it's just
Oh
a
my
superstar
God.
with a bit of
I
padding.
can't.
It's
No,
just
no,
more
no,
padding
no.
in 1 foot. I'm telling
Oh.
you.
Oh, no,
It
no,
can't be
no.
1
No.
foot.
Hey, Pat.
What?
No, hold on. Read the screen. That shoe says super stuffed, and over here it says regular superstar.
Yeah,
He's
right and left.
Oh my God.
Right and
I
left.
can't. No way.
Designed to
No.
look 5 sizes bigger than its actual size.
What? So I'm going to
No.
be size 17.
Oh my God.
You're going to be NBA
Oh
style,
my
but
God.
I love
What's
it.
There's
that?
no
A
way.
US 19.
No.
Yeah, I love
No.
it. That's an 18E.
No. $250 for one stuffed shoe? What's it stuffed with? Gold? Like, no. Oh my God. I've never noticed that. I don't think anybody realized that.
I told you.
Adidas does some weird stuff sometimes, and I love Adidas, but sometimes they take weird liberties with stuff.
Yeah, well, like the Jeremy Scotts with like the teddy bear on them and everything like that, you know.
What's the ones they
Those
just
are sort of
released
ahead
with
of
the
their time.
wings?
For money.
The Jeremy Scott foreign wings, mate. I'm on that. If nobody's entering, like enter for me because I want them.
No, I can't.
I want them.
I don't want them coming to my house.
Well, just
No.
send straight to me. I want them.
We got rid of the wings years ago, man.
I want
Like,
them. I want them.
come
I want them. You know what the thing is? I've got the front to wear them.
Yeah, I know you have.
So send
yeah.
them my way. Send them my way. I
No.
like go in for them.
I want to help you, and I'm going to help you by not getting them.
No, don't do that. Do not even get a golden ticket.
I appreciate a Jeremy Scott retro because I do feel like back then he was ahead of his time. It was a bit much, but if you're gonna retro the forum with the wing, I think you should have made a low top. A low top version with the wing may have been like,
but he's
okay.
covered them in. It looks like money.
Is it money? It's money with him. Yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh,
I actually think that's the best part.
Like you saying, he's ahead of his time. He's come back, but now he's missed his time. So he's gone. He should have. He should have come in.
Yeah, he has to probably choose different shoes now. Like a Jeremy Scott Ultra Boost, I'd be interested in to see what he does. It'd probably be extremely tacky, but you're gonna have to update. You know, a Jeremy Scott Yeezy collab. I mean, I'd be interested. You know what I mean? Like that's where I feel like, you know, brands do kind of miss those opportunities. Like, you know what? Adidas has a really lot of high profile people under their wing. Whether they really make any moves, like, you know, Ivy Park stuff, ooh, it's
that's
bad. Ivy Park stuff is getting worse. I've never seen another human wear Ivy Park in public. Like I've never seen it on a woman,
like
a guy.
Looked at those and I've looked and I feel like you have to be on stage. That's the only way Huey can wear it. Because if you walk down the street, there'll be people going.
Yeah, I don't
looking behind them.
don't understand. Like everything looks like on stage or like a pool party or hanging out with people that are just like way too cool for Earth. Like chaps. Come on, chaps.
Oh, the rodeo.
Like, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, denim chaps. Like it's a ridiculous notion to think that like that to me is a prime example of like clearly Beyonce is so big that we feel like we can still sell this. You know what I mean? Denim.
I was uptown yesterday in London, Carnaby Street, and I went to their flagship Adidas store.
Yeah, the originals.
Like they are promoting Ivy Park to the hilt. I mean, she's covering literally one side of the store. She's riding kind of horse or something. I can't. I stopped looking.
Rodeo range.
Yeah, right. And then you go in store, and it's almost like they've cut the store in half for just Ivy Park stuff. And I'm like, there's no one over there. It's literally no one on that section looking. You know what I mean? I like the idea. Every woman can wear whatever they want. Big size, plus size,
it's
small
unisex.
size.
It's unisex, so it's all about men and women wearing.
Yeah, but have you seen the men's stuff? I can't wear that.
What are you talking about? You own half of it.
No, I'm not.
Your Ivy Park t-shirt on in a minute.
No.
You had to get out your chaps just to sit down. What are you on about?
I like the way you disrespect me here, man.
But I'll tell you what, though. You know these Kerr and Frosts, right? These super stuffed. We're all sitting there going, "Oh my god!" Blah, 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 blah. But we're all talking about, right? You want to be recognised. Guarantee you, the first time you see them in person, you are going to look down at their shoe. You're going to look at them, and they will get a nod. They'll get a
not a nod.
You were big enough to get them.
They're gonna get a tutting, bro. They're gonna be do it.
No one.
Not a nod.
No, they'll. You know what? If they were $99, I'd be amused. But
no, I want like 200.
The funny thing is, I'd like to have them in hand to see what it is, but I don't want. I'm not paying 200.
What if that's the comfiest shoe you've ever worn?
The superstars. It's a
superstar. It's super stuffed. It's really comfy.
No, it's a
stuffed in the wrong
superstar.
places. Yeah, it's stuffed in the wrong places. I like stuffing on my sole, like on the bottom of my foot, not stuffing around my ankles. Around my ankles makes the shoe wider and bulkier. Like walking around with like it looked like he's wearing like his dad's shoe and like his kid's shoe. Like the dramatic size difference.
Yeah,
surely
feet.
Level-footed either. Surely you're gonna feel the distribution of weight difference. So like it'd be like wearing a 12 and a 13 at the same time. Like they're more or less the same, but they're not quite the same. So like wearing a 700 and like a wave runner and a 350. Like the weight is not gonna be the same. So you're gonna be elevated like on your left foot, and then it's just gonna look ridiculous, man. Like honestly,
The
like
test
the
is,
whole collab is
the
mental.
test is, you've got those on and you need to run somewhere quickly.
away from the away from the horde of people.
Yeah, or you're being attacked. Like I keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Like if
No one's
somebody
gonna
wants
try
to
and
like
steal
fight
your
me,
shoe.
oh no, they might want something else, and I got to defend myself. Like I can't because one shoe is gigantic and the other shoe is light. You know.
Told you, man. See, I
I
thought
want to see how
I'd read
big the
it.
box is. Like you imagine the box coming out like that if you're size 13. Oh, there's a box.
Yeah. How do you even put it in a box? Like what's the box
The
look
box
like? If
looks
one is
nice
that
actually.
big,
It's all white with 3 black stripes on it. It's really nice. It's a nice box.
oh my gosh, come on.
Is it in different shapes? So one bit's taller than the other and then it cuts down.
It has
I'm
to
not even
be.
joking. The on feet that I saw someone wearing it just to see, and even then his foot was sliding in and out of it. But
Oh my goodness.
I'm not even joking. Like when he got the box, he goes, "So these shoes are quite big. It busted through the box. Like the box was broke." He goes, yeah, they kind of busted through because one's
No.
obviously at this hilt, and then
Well,
obviously there's a smaller one
Adidas-
next to it."
Adidas boxes are kind of whack. Adidas boxes are really thin. Like I have a really hard time taking care of my Adidas boxes.
Yeah,
They get smashed, they get flat. Like a lot of the Yeezy boxes obviously are really strong, but like the regular blue Adidas box that like shell toes come in, Continentals,
Yeah.
things like that. Those boxes, whew, they get smashed up, come apart, pull apart. A lot of the consortium stuff comes in really good, decent boxes. But I don't know, those right there, those are strictly for laughs, and the laugh isn't. It's not even a cheap laugh. That's an expensive laugh, man.
so what we betting? Who reckons they're gonna sit or they're gonna sell out?
They'll sell out.
They'll sell out.
Yeah.
They'll sell
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You reckon?
I mean,
All
it
day.
depends on how famous he is. I don't know him. Like, is he
Find
on the
out.
level of whatever he does? Is he
No,
on
to
the
be
level
honest,
of-
I've never heard of him before in my life.
me neither.
The Bapes,
So,
the
like,
Bapes,
is he the
we got to think the Bapes, they're sat in the UK. These
Yeah,
fucking
true.
things are now. If these things sell out, I'm done for the rest of the year. I'm not buying. I'm not, especially Adidas. I ain't giving them a penny more if they sell out. Honestly,
see?
they're terrible.
I feel like it depends on him. Like, if he's
No,
It's
guys,
popular.
he's legit. He's this is him. Like he
Is he a
is.
comedian?
He's
Is he
a
a com-
comedian. Yeah, he's a Harlem-born entertainer, DJ, talk show host, and comedian. He's known for his eccentric street style.
he does
So-
all that, he sounds unemployed.
Yeah, he's he's the founder of the Spaghetti Boys. So
All right,
It's
enough.
Kids
don't
thing.
know
This
them.
feels like it's a kids this channel thing. Like this.
That's what I
screams-
thought.
Yeah, some like a Logan Paul nonsense. This screams like really weird shit. Honestly, just like I like the shoes, man, but they're just taking it too far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
that's
think
what I
if,
thought.
if
Like
you had that chance to have a collab, like there's some silhouettes, like I think like the superstars are hard to do something different with, like you can put colors on them, but we've all seen people illustrate on them and things like that. And you can change the color of the box and, but there's so many other silhouettes. Adidas, he could have just said, right, I want to do this one,
Yeah.
I mean, look at like even like the ZX, like the 8000, 6000s, whatever. You could do so much with them. Do you know what I mean? The torsion ones, and it's just like you
Atmos and
chose-
stuff like that, dude.
That always makes me wonder, like when it comes to collaborations, like
how
do
much say they got in it.
pick whatever you want? Yeah, like, or did they say, hey, Frost man, whatever his name is, hey Frost, here's a superstar, and that's it. He didn't have
Yeah.
a choice, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
you said, you really can't do much to a superstar. You can change the materials, you can change the colors, you can add it in laser print, embossed print. You can do some things to it, but like overall, a superstar is a superstar. It's
Yeah.
a must-have. If you got sneakers, you got to have a superstar. You don't got a superstar in your collection, you might have to have a chit chat with yourself. You gotta have one.
I've beaten up so many superstars in my life.
Yeah,
I've always felt like they're a pair I can always get. Do you know? Like
Yeah.
Air
A
Force Ones. I've always-
superstar, Stan Smith, superstars.
Yeah.
Maybe
Gazelles.
Rod Lavers. Rod Lavers are a little heavy, but like you
Sambas.
gotta
Yeah.
Sambas, gazelles. You gotta have those in your collection. To me, I can't, I can't discuss sneakers as much as I do and have all that and not understand, those classics. Like I don't wear Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones. I'm not a tall person, so Air Force Ones are really gigantic on me. So I go to the superstars. I go to the Stan Smiths. I go
Not
to
even a
the Rod
superstar anymore.
Lavers.
Now you get super soft. Super stuff.
Yeah.
No, that looks
Them joints is-
gigantic.
Yeah, them joints are super stupid.
I can't wait to watch your
But,
podcast in 2 weeks when you've got a pair. And
Oh no. Now that Pat has brought that to my attention, I'm about to destroy
Oh, I
those
wish I hadn't.
tomorrow.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Like, oh my gosh. Like I already had some things to say about Adidas this week, only because of Ivy Park stuff. Like, I just feel like Adidas is, I don't know who's in control of the Ivy Park stuff. You have Beyonce, who was like world renowned. Like, there's not a person, I don't think there's anybody who would say a bad thing about Beyonce. She is just that person. And this is what is out there for? Like,
Strange, isn't it? Because then you look at Rihanna and what she's done with her thing, where you could be wearing the Rihanna clothes now and it just looks normal. You can wear that, you know? Big
It's
ladies,
okay
small
to be
ladies, whatever.
normal.
And they've gone to Beyonce. Did she say, "This is what I want"? Was there
That's
anyone
what I'm like.
advising her?
Did she say I want an all denim collection with chaps and I want cow print? Let me explain something to you guys. Now, maybe I'm old school. I don't know. But from what I remember, women don't want to have cow print on them. No woman wants to be looked like a cow. And then they had like plus size. They had plus size stuff. The plus size stuff is in cow print. Plus size in cow print? Like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, you're setting yourself up for a joke. If a plus size woman walks down the street and they're covered in cow print, I mean, come on. Like, don't.
I think
Like,
even the scanner, as you put it through, goes. Moo.
I mean, come on, man. It's crazy. It's nuts, man. But actually, fellas, I actually have to get going.
No, that's good. That's a perfect time now. So
Oh,
yeah, if you just
okay.
want to shout out your bits, and yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I gotta go pick my kids up from school and
No,
all
that's
that other
fine.
stuff. But this sneaker podcast, the best sneaker podcast, period, to me. Like I said, been doing it 5 years, been doing it for a really long time. We do audio and video. We love it. We're on IG, the Sneaker Podcast. We're on Twitter, the Sneak Disc. We're on Facebook too, but we're not really on there. It is what it is. Appreciate you guys having me on, man. I appreciate the invite. A lot of times I get asked to be on shows and I don't have the time, but I'm trying to make the time for it, and I've listened to a few of you guys' episodes, and, shout out to the homie too, that you guys said he's from Alabama. I thought he was from Texas for certain. I was like, oh yeah, he's from Texas, but you guys are doing a great job. I love your guys' personalities, and I find the chemistry amazing amongst you guys, even though you're not in the same room. I'm like a big proponent of like being in the same room. That's how you build that chemistry, but you guys are doing really good separate. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy this a lot. Like, I'm not just talking. I really enjoy this, and whenever the episode comes out, let me know so I can promote it on the social media and tell everybody to check it out, and
Yeah, definitely.
make sure get you guys out there. I love additional flavors in sneakers. Let's see what the homies are talking about overseas, man. Let's see what they're talking about. We know what the US is talking about. Travis Scott, the usual. You know what I mean? What's going on overseas, man? You know what I mean? I love seeing the Legos. We got two Yeezy models, the same models in the wear. You know what I mean? I pulled out some icebergs. I love that, man. That's good, man. And trust me, the homies are gonna appreciate you, a Cardinals fan. It's really weird. it's really weird overseas to see a Cardinals fan, but that's dope, man.
That's cool. Well, thank you very much. So, guys, just
course.
do your shout out and everything, and then we'll end it there.
Yo, so listen, pleasure having you on, man. Really appreciate you coming on for us.
Oh yeah.
Patrick
I
T
appreciate that.
on YouTube, Patrick T3 on Insta, YouTube sneaker reviewer. I was going to say influencer. I no one follows me.
You ain't influencing no one.
Influencer. You can be an influencer. We all influence, man. You guys influenced me today. I might be going to look for Legos, and I might be looking for those ambers. No. Those ambers though, them ambers look fire. Like, I didn't know they looked that good. When he put them on camera, I was like, ooh, I might have to consider that.
So yeah, that's me, Pat T. I'm out.
Hey,
Aiden from ACS Sneakers. It's been a pleasure. Been a bit of a quiet one. Learned a lot. So yeah, check me out on YouTube, Instagram, all those good things. And yeah, that's it.
and as always, guys, just hit that bell notification, send comments, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm not very good at promoting, but that's what it is. So yeah, just follow the sWo podcast. And me, I'm just a regular guy who just produces this, who's lucky enough to have, guests who I've been listening to your podcast for a couple of years now, got me through a lot of night shifts. So I really appreciate you coming on. Try to not be as awestruck by it, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys. So yeah, just follow me, Ashley Clark, 5 for the S, and yeah, from us at the Sneaker World Order, peace.
Peace.